The race session is at Nurburgring in Nurburgring, Germany. Andreas Specht is P1. Matheus Noli from Brazil is second. Vicente da Silva is third. Matheus Freitas from Italy is P4. Javier Brandão is P5. Derek Abrego is P6. Andresa Lopez is P7. Gordon Jacobson from United States is P8. SRS TV entering the pits is 12th.
It's time to bring the action!
Matheus Noli is second. Vicente da Silva in Mercedes Arena is P3. Javier Brandão in Mercedes Arena is P5. Matheus Noli is P2. Vicente da Silva in Vidal Chicane is third. Matheus Noli is P2. Andresa Lopez is ninth. Matheus Noli in Mercedes Arena is P2, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Andresa Lopez in Mercedes Arena is 9th, 0.1 behind Alejandro Fernandez Medler. Andresa Lopez passed Alejandro Fernandez Medler for 8th. Alejandro Fernandez Medler is 9th, 0.5 behind Andresa Lopez. Matheus Noli in Advan Bojan is P3, 0.1 behind Vicente da Silva. Gordon Jacobson from United States is P7, 0.2 behind René Gonzalez. Matheus Noli from Brazil is P3, 0.4 behind Vicente da Silva. Vicente da Silva in Yokohama S is second, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Andresa Lopez in Mercedes Arena is 8th, 0.3 behind Gordon Jacobson. Vicente da Silva is 2nd, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Matheus Noli from Brazil is P3, 0.4 behind Vicente da Silva. Gordon Jacobson in Bilstein Curve is 8th, 0.3 behind Andresa Lopez. Matheus Noli is 3rd, 0.2 behind Vicente da Silva. Andresa Lopez is P7 battling René Gonzalez. Andresa Lopez is now P9. Andresa Lopez lost 10th to Walter Phillips. Matheus Noli from Brazil in Mercedes Arena is 3rd, 0.3 behind Vicente da Silva. René Gonzalez from Panama in Yokohama S is 9th, 0.3 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. Matheus Noli is P2, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. René Gonzalez from Panama is 9th, 0.2 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. René Gonzalez passed Alejandro Fernandez Midler for P8. Matheus Noli in Vidal Chicane is P2, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Matheus Freitas is 7th, 0.8 behind Gordon Jacobson. Matheus Noli in Mercedes Arena on lap 5 is P2, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Matheus Freitas in Mercedes Arena is P7, 0.2 behind Gordon Jacobson. Gordon Jacobson is P7 battling Matheus Freitas. Matheus Freitas was 107.1 faster last lap. Matheus Noli is P2, 0.7 behind Andreas Specht. Walter Phillips in Vidal Chicane is 10th, 1.0 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. Andresa Lopez in Yokohama is P11, 0.5 behind Walter Phillips. Walter Phillips in Mercedes Arena is 11th. Matthews Noli in Vidal Chicane is second, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Andresa Lopez in Bilstein Curve is 10th, 0.4 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. Walter Phillips is P11, 0.3 behind Andresa Lopez. Andresa Lopez is 10th, 0.5 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. Walter Phillips is 11th, 0.3 behind Andresa Lopez. Matthews Noli in Bilstein Curve is second, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Alejandro Fernandez Midler in Mercedes Arena is 10th, 0.3 behind Walter Phillips. Matthews Noli is P2, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Andreas Specht is first, battling Matthews Noli. Matthews Noli in Mercedes Arena is second, battling Andreas Specht. Matthews Noli passed Andreas Specht for P1. Andreas Specht on lap 8 is P2, 0.5 behind Matthews Noli. Andresa Lopez in Mercedes Arena is P11, 2.1 behind Alejandro Fernandez Midler. Andreas Specht is P2. Andrés Lopez is P11, 1.1 behind Alejandro Fernandez Medler. Andreas Specht in Bilstein Curve is P2. Andrés Lopez in Mercedes Arena is P11, 0.6 behind Alejandro Fernandez Medler. Andrés Lopez passed Alejandro Fernandez Medler for 10th. Andreas Specht in Mercedes Arena is second, 1.2 behind Matthews Noli. René Gonzalez is P8. Andreas Specht in Vidal Chicane is P2, 0.9 behind Matthews Noli. Walter Phillips is 8th. Andrés Lopez in Bilstein Curve is P10, 0.2 behind René Gonzalez. Andreas Specht is P2, 0.7 behind Matthews Noli. René Gonzalez is 10th, 0.3 behind Andrés Lopez. Andreas Specht in Vidal Chicane on lap 11 is P2, 0.5 behind Matthews Noli. René Gonzalez in Mercedes Arena is P10, 0.5 behind Andrés Lopez. Andreas Specht in Yokohama S is second, 0.4 behind Matthews Noli. René Gonzalez in Advan Bojan is P10, 1.4 behind Andresa Lopez. Andreas Specht is P2, 0.3 behind Matthews Noli. The leader has just finished the race. Alejandro Fernandez Medler finished 11th. Matthews Noli finished P2. Vicente da Silva finished 3rd. Javier Brandão finished P4. Derek Abrego finished 5th. Matthews Freitas finished P6. Gordon Jacobson finished P7. Walter Phillips finished 8th. Andresa Lopez finished P9. René Gonzalez finished P10.